Morning, critics. Welcome to the Recreational Critics Podcast of the Project Entertainment Network, where we review streaming service films with our unqualified opinions. I'm your host, Jason, with my co-host,
James.
And this week, we're going to go over the movie The Report. And before we do, there's going to be a lot of nonsense and news we cover. If you like to skip around, there are timestamps down in the description. How was your week, man?
Not too bad.
Okay, what'd you do?
Watched a lot of movies.
What'd you watch? Oh, we'll get over that later. We have a whole segment for that. I don't want to skip ahead.
But that's pretty much all I did this week. It's not fair.
Why didn't you do more?
I'm sorry.
You should do more stuff.
I'll try.
You know what? You can actually come here and I can recruit you for some help.
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, fine. Whatever, man.
Tell everybody what you need help with.
A lot. We're doing a lot of stuff to the house.
Yeah.
And what do I need help with? We got a flooding issue out behind my detached garage.
No.
So if you want to help me come put in a French drain, grab a shovel. I only have one and I'm using it. So I guess use your hands.
I'll supervise.
All right.
Everybody needs that, right?
Everyone needs a good guy to stand there and go, "Hey, man, you're not
doing a great job.
You're not digging that properly.
You should probably go over here a little bit."
Yeah. Oh, you missed a spot. That's what I do to Naomi whenever she's cleaning. Or we just painted our kitchen.
Yeah.
I'll stand there and be like, "You missed a spot." She's like, "You want to come over here?"
I'm sure she loves that.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "You want to come over here and fucking do it?" I'm like, "Nah. You're doing great. You're doing a good job." I haven't really done nothing much. Played some card games. I worked a few days. So I worked an extensive 35-hour work month.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've never worked so hard in
Really
my life.
getting after it.
Yep. And so now I'm done again for
Yeah.
at least another 2 weeks, which is it's just wild.
Yeah.
Whole thing's wild to me. I got my stimulus check. Have you been stimulated?
I have.
What'd you do with your stimulation?
It's none of your goddamn business.
Well, fine, whatever, man. What did we do? I think we bought some stuff for the house.
Nice.
I remember how I talked about buying that thing for my computer.
Yeah.
I ended up not doing that.
Yeah.
I tried not to be so selfish with my stimulus money. So I could have been. Oh, we bought a playground set for my daughter today.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were going to go buy one. We saved up like $1,400 for one. And Naomi found one on Facebook for $500.
Nice.
That was in great condition. And probably would have been just about the same quality as one for like $1,300.
Did you guys go pick it up already?
No. So we gave them a down payment or whatever. And then we're going to go there tomorrow.
You gave somebody on Facebook a down payment?
Yeah.
You're a psycho.
Well, they live like a block that way.
Yeah.
So I will find them. I came to their house already, saw the thing, and then I don't have a truck.
Yeah.
Or a trailer.
Too bad you don't have a friend.
Right. I was actually going to try and recruit your help on recording so that way you couldn't back down.
Understood. Well played.
So anyway, what are you doing this weekend?
Maybe volunteering my truck services.
Well, there you go. What a good man.
Yeah.
On the spot like that.
Yeah. Well played.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's going to recruit more help. I'm going to try and get Swenson over here and do that as well. Our good buddy Kyle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're excited about that. That way Captain can be outside playing around, soaking up the rays versus in here watching Netflix all day.
Nobody's riding in my truck, though. Got to maintain that social distance.
Whatever, man. I can literally just walk over there. That cotton field right behind my house, I can probably see their house from their cotton field.
Hey, I'm just letting you know.
Hey, I'll just walk.
Got to be a responsible citizen.
Speaking of social distancing, I went to Lowe's today. They make you wait outside now until so many people leave the store, and then you can go inside.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I saw all these people lining up outside, and as I'm walking up, I'm like, oh, no biggie. I think that's curbside pickup or whatever, because there's a sign that said curbside.
Right.
Pointing at the front guy in line. So I walk to the door, and the employee, like, gives me this weird look. And as I get to the door, like, he closes it. It's one of those, like, the automatic doors, but he's, like, pushing it and opening it. He pushes it closed and says, "You have to go back to the line, sir." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You have to wait for other people to leave before we let more people in."
Yep. Most places are doing that now.
Oh, how inconvenient.
Yep.
And on top of that, they were packed. So, like, everyone was
driving past Lowe's and Home Depot,
it's
it is
wild.
like Black Friday level.
Which, never been a good time to own stock in Lowe's and Home Depot right now. Isn't that wild? Like, everywhere else you drive down, there's no cars anywhere. Walmart, maybe. And then for us, we have a Walmart right next to our Lowe's, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Lowe's, I mean, that parking lot's full.
I read something today or yesterday that since this is all kicked off, Bezos has made like another $24 billion.
Wow.
Yep.
From Amazon stuff?
Yep.
Which, speaking of, you can't get 2-day shipping anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I bought a face mask the other day because I'm required to wear one now at work. And so, I bought a Boston Red Sox face mask.
Good for you.
It won't be here to May 22nd.
Jesus Christ.
Right. You know when they told me that? 3 days after I ordered it. So
Nice.
now it's just in the ether, waiting to get my mask.
You should. Yeah.
It's more like a baklava, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Baklava.
Balaclava.
Yeah. Baklava is like a treat, I think.
You could make your own
Mm-hmm.
faster than that. And I don't mean like, source some fabric. I mean hand weave your own fabric.
Right.
Dye it, put whatever design you want it, fashion it into a face mask way faster than you'd actually get that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been using a shirt for right now,
Mhm.
like cut up, but it's just, it looks shitty and it's not as well done as like something you could buy. But
I like that face masks are like a fashion statement now.
yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta look professional at work.
It's true.
To a degree,
Yeah.
right? I can't walk in there with my red shirt cut like a gang bandana into work. People give me weird looks, like, oh,
Who cares what they think?
I do a little bit. Gotta maintain my looks.
It's true.
I can't think of anything else I've done this week other than this housework and dicking around. I found a new video game I like. Have you been playing any video games?
No, I haven't been playing video games seriously in quite a long time.
You should. You've actually probably noticed our Discord group. I get in there and post a lot of memes lately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are they trying to blow up your phone a bit?
It's not any worse than my group me or anything like that.
Okay. Because I noticed whenever I post a meme in there, your name pops up online for all 5 seconds, and then you're offline again.
Does it actually post it on there when I just like swipe it away? Does it activate me for that second?
Yeah. It activates you with like a little phone logo.
All I do is I just swipe it away.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you don't even open up the app?
No.
Oh, yeah. It activates you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Your username pops up with a little
Because I don't
green-
look at your memes.
Oh, come on, man.
I just don't care.
They're pretty funny.
I'm sorry. If you thought they were funny enough for me, you would send them to me. That's the way I feel about it.
do that.
I
And
know.
Are there times that you don't respond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm terrible about responding.
Okay.
It's not just you, just across the board.
I'm trying to think of what memes I sent you this week because I know I've sent you multiple. That seems to be how our friendship plays.
Yeah.
We talk about movies and memes, and then you come over here.
I don't think we talked all that much this week.
No. Oh, yeah.
You sent me,
On Thursday.
do you want to watch the report?
Yeah.
And I think I took a whole day to respond. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, I sent it to you at 6:30 in the morning. And I was
Yeah.
like, no response at like 1 o'clock. I'm like, hey, man, did you get that? Like, do you want to watch that movie? You're like, yeah, that sounds good, man. I want to see it. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it around.
Yep.
And I was like, thanks for the late response.
Hey, I can't help it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. No, I sent you a meme on some blue alien not accepting credits as a payment, and then the destruction of the Jedi Order, like the domino effect.
Yeah.
I like those kind of memes. Oh, and the Brady bandwagoner.
Yep.
It's the very first time I've ever seen anyone sport the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. There's been no reason in the past to support them.
You saw it, right? This guy has it. I was like,
Yes.
what? I've never seen that before. I've never met a Buccaneers fan.
I'm convinced that the coronavirus might be around just so I don't have to see Tom Brady in a Buccaneers uniform. If they could just cancel the entire NFL season, that'd be good for me.
Is God like doing a favor to all the true Brady fans? Like, don't worry, you'll never see it.
God's a Southie.
Shh, 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 shh. He's caressing our hair. Like, don't worry, the evil Brady's gone.
I'd never let that happen. I swear to God. Wait, I am God.
I swear to me.
Swear to me.
That'd be pretty good. Is he Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, why not? Or at least from the same neighborhood.
Yeah, I always knew it.
Yep.
I got nothing else for what I did for the week. You got anything?
Not really.
All right. In that case, I'm good to go into the news. So, of course, I went into more movie delays that came out this week for coronavirus, or a weekly little segment of what else isn't coming out.
What else has coronavirus ruined?
Yes. A Quiet Place 2, Fast 9, Blue Story.
No, not Fast 9.
Yeah, I'm surprised Fast and Furious hasn't killed itself yet at this point. They've made 9 movies, which honestly peaked at the 3rd one.
You think Tokyo Drift was the peak of Fast and the Furious?
That's the 3rd one?
Yes.
I take it back. Too Fast, Too Furious? Was that it? I think that's
the one
it.
with...
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't like them. So I think at 4 was when I started to really, really hate them.
So 4, I think, is the one that's like the worst.
That's the one where Michelle Rodriguez's character comes back from the dead, right?
I think it's the one where she
dies.
Period.
Yes, and then she comes back like 3 movies later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one's just widely accepted as the worst because they came back and they were trying to take themselves seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we're totally a good franchise.
Right.
And then the 5th one, they were like, no, let's just do crazy stuff.
Right. Never mind. We've messed up. We actually are just off the wall crazy.
Yes.
But I think the whole franchise is ruined from them trying to be serious.
Nah, man. Those movies are enjoyable. They're super enjoyable.
I can't get into
They're
them.
terrible. They don't take themselves seriously.
Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I liked Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Because I was way
They're
over
all
the
the
top.
same.
Nope.
They're exactly the same.
I don't think so. I think the other ones are more serious than Hobbs and Shaw.
You want to know what broke the universe for me?
What's that?
When they made Vin Diesel and The Rock look like they were the same size.
Oh, yeah. Because Vin Diesel's like, what, 6'1" to The Rock 6'8"?
I don't even know if Vin Diesel's that tall.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. I mean, he's a yoked up dude. Or at least he was at one point in time. Yeah. But he's not Dwayne Johnson.
He's 6 foot.
Really?
Even. How tall is Dwayne?
6'6"?
Dwayne Johnson height. He's 6'5".
Really?
But yeah, they shouldn't look the same size at all. And then I think it was the runway one, the 2 mile long runway. And I say 2 mile, like it stretched from Germany to Spain.
Yeah, it was like 12 minutes of runway.
Yeah, why? Like, like that plane probably got
it's
like
time dilation, bro.
It's all about general relativity.
Yes.
Einstein would be proud. Blue Story, I guess it's a UK gangs movie. An untitled Elvis movie starring Tom Hanks got delayed. Ugh. You're not gonna like this one. Mission Impossible 7 got delayed. They halted production.
Honestly, I didn't even know when that movie was going to come out.
Well, I mean, so the point now that coronavirus is ruining all this stuff is these weren't going to be movies to come out recently.
Yeah.
They're going to be movies that come out 2 years from now.
Gotcha.
Because now it's a domino effect.
Shifting everything to the right.
The butterfly effect is going to ruin,
yeah,
all that stuff. Jurassic World 3. I think it was called Dominion.
No thanks.
Yep. Wasn't on board for that. Matt Reeves' Batman. So,
that's
the Robert Pattinson one.
Gotcha. Team Edward.
Mm-hmm. Team. Is he Edward? Yeah, he's Edward. So. Matt Reeves also did the Planet of the Apes movies.
Okay, those were good.
Yeah, I liked all 3 of them, so I was kind of on board for this movie.
I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised.
There you go. Even though I'm not too sure about Robert Pattinson, I
wasn't sure about Heath Ledger either.
Ben Affleck.
I understand he played Batman.
Oh,
but I was
you meant
not,
as Joker.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going Batman here.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of person do you think I am?
A man within context.
I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan.
Mm-hmm.
I would never mess up a character in one of his movies.
Okay. All right. I mean, honestly, though, you have like 4 actors to choose from, and they've been in all his movies.
It's true. Yeah,
he changes the main star.
Yep.
And then he keeps all the rest.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Fantastic Beasts 3 hopefully never comes out.
No, man. I want to see those.
They have like 3 more movies.
I can't wait.
For her to ruin her legacy even more than she already has.
The last one that we went and saw that together, right?
I think so.
Because we did all the Harry Potters before that.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we
did. That one was such a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
There's no way you can recover from that.
No. And you know who writes all these movies? She does.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what blows my mind even more. Because she didn't write any of the other movies. Like, she obviously wrote the books, but she actually writes these movies. She is the sole writer.
You know who's dancing right now? George Lucas.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, man, she's taking the heat off of me.
We talked about him earlier this week, too.
Yeah.
Because he could get you back into a Star Wars movie.
No, he couldn't. Absolutely could not.
No, you wrote Nolan and
Fincher.
David Fincher. Yeah.
I like their movies enough to where I'd watch any content that they made.
Yeah. You ever watched the Dave Filoni Star Wars properties, like Rebels and Clone Wars?
Yeah.
He's very good at the whole Star Wars thing. If
It's
they were
true.
to give him a movie, I think he could pull it together.
I feel the same way about that I do about DC, like animated stuff.
Right. If they got like a really good guy to come do it.
I would rather they just stay animated.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Uncharted was going to get him.
Speaking of Star Wars stuff,
yes.
Rosario Dawson.
Who played in Clerks, and she was in the Daredevil show. Yeah.
Yes. She's going to be Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, thank God. She's good.
Yeah.
And they need to start bringing her into all the stuff.
From what I was reading, she met somebody at a Comic-Con who was dressed as Ahsoka Tano.
Yep.
And basically got her number.
Yep.
And then dressed up as her just to get production companies to sign off on it. And she looked so good as her, yeah.
What do you think she's going to be in The Mandalorian season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought she was going to make an appearance in the first season. Like, I thought that's where they were going to go.
I thought so as well.
Yeah, the rumor was that she was going to get Baby Yoda and start training Baby Yoda.
That'd be cool.
Well, right. And then Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni both did Mandalorian. And Dave Filoni created Ahsoka Tano. So, what a fit.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
The first 5 episodes or so of The Mandalorian, I couldn't get into it. It's too slow.
And then you got into it at the end, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I forgot you weren't on board for that show.
I'm so jaded.
To Star Wars in general. Naomi liked the show until they killed Quill.
Just throwing those spoilers out. I know we've always said that.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll bleep that one out real quick. Spoiler alert, they kill Quill, and Naomi couldn't deal with it. I'll bleep that one out. Let me write down right here. 17-minute spoiler mark. Let me write that down real quick.
Okay, what were you saying about the next movie?
Uncharted.
Okay.
That was going to get a movie. It got delayed. Avatar is going to be delayed. And Ghostbusters Afterlife will be delayed. Candyman, which, do you remember the Candyman movie from like the 90s? Gave me literal nightmares.
Yeah.
For a long time. Because my dad, I don't remember the story completely. He convinced me someone in his family was killed by Candyman. Convinced me.
It's a real classy movie.
Right. I was like 8 years old, maybe 9. Convinced a 9-year-old, like, yeah, man, you see that in the mirror. He will kill you. Happened to my cousin or some shit like that. Like, oh, fuck. I was terrified of mirrors. I wouldn't walk past mirrors for years. My mom eventually held me down and did the Candyman thing in the mirror to prove to me it wasn't real. And then I thought I was going to die that night when I went to sleep. So, yeah, Candyman's getting a remake. And then there are more movies on the list that I just didn't hear about or care about. So, didn't feel like naming any more of those. Do you hear about Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's awkward weekend or week?
No.
So they are divorced.
Right.
And they have children together. So they co-parent, and apparently they get very along on that. And so they met up in Sun Valley, you know, I think it was to drop off the kids or something like that. Whatever it was. And so they're hanging out with their kids, and the whole coronavirus thing hit, and Sun Valley got hit very hard, and now they're stuck in quarantine together.
Really?
Yeah. He's stuck in quarantine with his ex-wife, who his current wife is stuck in quarantine in Los Angeles with their kids. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
They should make a movie about it.
Oh, yeah. They have made this movie already, I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah. Something along these lines. I wouldn't want to be stuck with my ex-wife. Couldn't do it.
I don't have an ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yet.
I always told my wife that she's a future ex-wife of Jason Paul. Spawn's getting a reboot.
What is?
Spawn.
Oh, God.
Yep. Maybe the CGI cape will actually look good. I doubt it. That's all I really got.
It's probably one thing that, like, you could make a reboot and nobody's really going to argue about it.
Because no one's going to care.
Yeah.
No one's going to care.
For the love of God, make a good Green Lantern movie.
They'll never do
Please.
it. They'll never do it.
Please.
No, they gave up.
I'm begging.
I know. Which is so bothering to me. They gave up on that, but then they introduced Cyborg into those movies and not Green Lantern.
I know.
And on top of that, Cyborg didn't even get like a backstory. He was already Cyborg when the movie started.
Yes.
And you're like, what happened? They don't explain it.
If I have to deal with CW Green Lantern, I'm going to be done. I'm going to write off DC completely.
You think so?
Yes.
I think you'll come back. I think you will come back. I think if they fuck up and 10 years from now they do it again, you'll be back.
Don't do this.
You will.
I don't want to.
You'll be back.
If I have to see Diggle play Green Lantern, it's going to be the end of me.
You think they're going to do Jon Stewart versus Hal Jordan?
I don't know. Like, Diggle's already an established character.
Right. Only in the Arrowverse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like movie-wise, you think they'll do Jon Stewart before they do Hal Jordan again?
They should.
Yeah. I think it'd be how they get people back in. San Diego Comic-Con has been canceled for the first time in 50 years.
Yeah.
The biggest Comic-Con of the year, which crushed my spirits to hear about.
What, were you going?
No. There's always all kinds of stuff that comes out of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Don't give me that
It
look.
could still come out.
They could. They can get a refund or transfer their badges to 2021.
At least they're refunding it. A lot of places can't afford to do that.
Right, so they're saying, hey, sorry guys, you kind of add a lot.
South by Southwest basically came out and said, if you ever want there to be another one, we can't afford to refund your stuff.
South by Southwest?
Yeah, it's another festival. People had bought tickets for it, and then it got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, I don't know if they ever did issue any refunds, but they were basically saying that we can't do it. We can't afford to.
Oh.
It'll cripple us forever.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of venues like that. They have to pre-register the venues and the land and all that.
Right, that makes sense. Comic-Con in San Diego's been in the same convention center for such a long time, and there's such a big
draw.
Yeah, it's never going to be an issue for them.
Yeah.
Ever. We talked about this before the show started. There was an article on Joaquin Phoenix, originally supposed to be cast for Bruce Wayne and the Joker in earlier Batman productions.
I like Joaquin Phoenix. It's just I don't think I would enjoy him in those roles.
No, I liked him in Joker.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
I'm not interested.
but it wasn't like a Batman Joker. It was more like if you
So why call him that?
Right. You could have just renamed him as any guy who turned psycho and became a clown for the most part. But no, Batman wasn't really in it. I mean, Bruce Wayne was in it as a kid, right? So I guess it's Batman-esque, but not really. And then he would not make a good Bruce Wayne.
I agree.
Yeah, he'd be terrible. Did you have any news you want to talk about this week?
No.
Yeah, so I really dropped the ball on this week on doing a lot of my research I normally do all week long for the show. It's been such a busy week. I didn't even think about it. I mean, I texted you this morning, hey man, you want to record today? Yeah. And then I just texted you 2 days ago on what movie we were watching. So
this week was kind of rough. I mean, we've been burning through the movies at a pretty good clip.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week we've got a pretty good idea on what we're doing.
Is that other movie going to be out before next week?
I think
it is.
Yeah.
It comes out next Friday. So next week's episode coming out on the 26th will be Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth, which is a Netflix movie.
I'm in.
Okay, I'm in it also. I watched Endgame this week, or maybe I watched it last week. Did I talk about it last week?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, my weeks are fusing together. But yeah, I like Chris Hemsworth a lot. So I'm ready to get into the movie this week. Real quick before that, you guys probably just now heard it. This is an ad first. Gutting the Sacred Cow. That's another podcast on the Project Entertainment Network. So go ahead and check that out. They do movie reviews into better movies than what we're watching. So they probably have better stuff than us.
Yeah, they kind of snipe the better movies.
Yeah, we snipe the shitty movies that no one wants to hear about, and they're over here doing the movies everyone wants to hear about.
Yep.
So, good for them. So this week's movie was The Report. So this is the first week we did one on an Amazon movie.
Yeah.
Actually, just a non-Netflix movie.
Yeah, we branched out.
We did it, and no one asked us to. And no one asked us to do any of these. Except for Extraction. I did get asked to do Extraction.
Yeah, that was a request.
That was from my father. So that'd be next week. Did you ever look at the budget on this movie?
I did.
What was it?
So there's two different numbers out there. There's the forecasted budget, which was $8 million.
Okay.
And then the final posted budget, which was $18 million. So
Wow.
it was a really cheap movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. Only because of the actors they had in this movie.
A lot of good ones.
Yeah, John Hamm, Annette Benning, Adam Driver, Michael Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few. So the guy from Incredible Hulk, the scientist from that one, Mr. Green, he was in this.
There's the legal attorney for the CIA, Jennifer something.
Oh,
she's from Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood. Yep, she's the cop lady.
No, just Once Upon a Time, the ABC TV show.
Yeah, no, isn't she the cop?
But it's not in Hollywood.
Oh, I said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Once Upon a Time, the ABC show about fairy tales.
Yes.
I was on the same person. I said the wrong title.
Gotcha.
But she was the cop in that show, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a private detective or something like that.
She's Snow White, right?
No, she's Snow White's daughter.
That's what it is. That show was so confusing to me. It was hard for me to... I think I jumped into it like season 2.
Yeah.
Watching with Naomi, and I was like, I don't get it. She's like, oh, it's like fairy tales. I'm like, yeah, but she's a cop. Well, it's like real life fairy tales, but they don't know they're fairy tales, but then they kind of know they're fairy tales, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yep.
Where's it? And then Rumpelstiltskin's like the big villain of it all. I couldn't get on board.
She's in it.
Yep. I couldn't believe how many people they had in this, and hearing how low that budget is. That's wild. I thought Annette Benning alone.
Annette Benning. Was she in it?
She was a Senator Feinstein.
Was she?
Yeah. Who, speaking of, I didn't think she was going for Senator Feinstein. I thought she was playing Elizabeth Warren.
Really?
Well, so you saw the movie.
Have I been living under a rock? Annette Benning got old.
Dude, she got old a long time ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. She's been old for a long time. She's just old, man.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. She was born in Topeka.
Kansas?
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Not like it's a big deal to anyone in this room. People from Kansas, right?
Yeah.
You're from Kansas.
I am.
I'm not. But, oh, and Linda Powell. She played Marcy Morris in this, the secretary helper lady for Annette Benning's character. I've seen her in other stuff as well.
That explains why I recognized Diane Feinstein in this movie.
Yeah. Well, so when she came on board, first came to the movie, I was like, okay, that's Feinstein. 'Cause they showed her office, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is Senator Feinstein. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, yeah. And as the movie went on, I'm like, is she playing Feinstein, or is she playing Elizabeth Warren with the name Feinstein? Because I just felt I got a real big Elizabeth Warren vibe.
I'm a big political nut, so I already knew about this story.
Well, yeah. Everyone has known about this story, though. And anyone that's paid attention at all 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I knew the the people who were actually involved, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't.
I really didn't get any curveballs in this movie.
Well, yeah. If you remember how waterboarding got banned and stuff like that, and how this big report came out, you kind of got it. But you probably didn't know about the whole 6-year fiasco it probably took to get that all on board. Yeah. So, this will be probably our biggest political movie we probably cover. This is very politically oriented. Got to the point, like, opening movie, like, we're going to put some Democrats in here, but, like, try not to make the Democrats sound like they're the ones doing this, and try and make sure the Republicans also have a say. And then all the Republicans quit. Yep. And I'm like, so what? They didn't really have a choice. It's going to be a Democratic-heavy thing. So the plot basically is Senator Saffer is in charge with investigating interrogation techniques by the CIA.
Yep. The Enhanced Interrogation Techniques Program. Yep.
Used against extremists and Al-Qaeda. And plot twist, they didn't work. No. Everyone knows that. Waterboarding doesn't work. Tying people up in boxes doesn't work. They're just going to tell you what you want to hear so that they'll be able to go home. Yep. And so Adam Driver's character, Dan Jones?
Yes.
Daniel Jones, yeah. He was in charge of investigating this. and he had a very small team of 6 people, which then became a team of 3 people, which then became a team of 2 people investigating the CIA.
Yep.
But instead of the CIA just handing over records, he had to go work in the CIA's building.
Basically just log into their server.
Right. That they weren't allowed on. But you would obviously know they were going to get in there and do something. That was a big plot point. They got into his computer to get rid of evidence.
They basically made a clone of their server, but gutted it.
Right.
They hired a third-party company to do it.
Right. So they're like, oh, we didn't do it. I recognize some of the names in this, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, kind of... Oh, you know that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio, like, pointing the TV lately?
Yep.
Like, I hear, like, some of these contractor names, like Khaki. I'm like, oh, I know that one.
Yep.
The movie was pretty boring.
Yeah, it was a historical drama.
Mm-hmm. That if you were alive in 2013, 2014 as an adult, you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
You remember this. This was pretty big news at the time.
Yep.
There was no performances I particularly liked or cared about.
No, I just don't get Adam Driver. I think he's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. In this movie, I like him, first off. In this movie, I didn't like him. Because I felt like he was just yelling too much. And he didn't need to yell that much.
Yep.
Like, he took everything way, way too seriously. Like, he took it personally.
He was just pissed all the time.
Right. And he's always yelling at people. Like, he's always yelling at Senator Feinstein, who hired him to do this.
Yeah. I did like that at one point. She's like, remember who you work for.
Yeah. But he's yelling at her all the time, like, about everything. Like, what the hell are they doing? They did this and that. And she's sitting there like, why the fuck are you yelling at me about this, bro?
I don't remember what movie it was, but we were talking about that. Like, when tensions are ratcheted up for too long.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
You don't
you're
care.
Not, yeah.
You don't care.
You just become numb to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what he kind of did in this movie.
Yeah. Because he was always. There were points where I liked it. So, remember the scene where the woman comes into work? One of his team members comes into work. She comes in to flip the switch because she's usually the first one there. Mm-hmm. But she looks up and he's like there tying shit to the walls and stuff like that, doing his investigation. She's like, how long you been here? He's like explaining something he figured out, and then goes, oh, a couple hours, and then he just keeps going. I like that scene. Yeah, it shows his drive for everything, and it wasn't.
I see what you did there.
His Adam drive for everything. Inadvertent, good comedic timing.
Yep.
But it just wasn't. It didn't go on too long. Where the rest of it, where he's screaming at people about stuff and getting very heated, it always went on way too long.
Yeah, he had one emotion throughout the whole movie: anger.
Yep. Oh, one more actor, the guy that played Yellow Jacket in Ant-Man, the first one. He's his lawyer.
Okay, yeah.
I don't remember his name. Corey something.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in this. Yeah, Naomi's watching it with me, and she's like, "Who's that guy? John Hamm?
Yeah.
Like, what's he from? Like, a lot of shit. You don't know who that is?" And she's like, "Oh, he was in Bridesmaid." I'm like, "That's where you know John Hamm from? Is Bridesmaids?"
Yep.
Oh,
Not
that's
Mad
such
Men
a basic
or Baby
white
Driver.
That's what I said. My opening line was, "Oh, Mad Men." Nope, never saw that. It's Bridesmaids, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, because you're a basic white girl." I forgot that's what you would know him from. I'm like, he's such a good actor and so many good things. They didn't do an Obama impression or an Obama lookalike. I was so surprised.
They didn't do a Bush one either.
No. Did they do a Cheney one? No, they actually had
they showed him on TV.
An actual footage of Cheney.
They did the same thing with McCain.
Yeah. Which I was kind of glad about because they opened it up like they were going to throw McCain in there, and they showed his real life footage.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, good thing, because I probably would have been a little bit...
It was tasteful.
Yeah. It would have been untasteful if they would have had an impression of him.
I thought the whole movie was tasteful.
Yeah. They didn't like jab at anything politically either. They kind of just told that story. Yeah, and
it felt like they could have gone one way or another with it and really tried to make it like a smear campaign on like, look what they did.
Look what Republicans did.
It really felt like they just tried to tell the story.
Yeah. I mean, they made little short jabs at like Republicans are backing out and trying to cover the whole thing up.
Yeah.
But
if that's what really happened, then you really can't change that.
Right, but they weren't going after like...
It didn't feel like they went out of their way.
To be like, man, Republicans are terrible and this is what they did. So, me and you, I've talked politics before. We don't really see eye to eye on a whole lot of things, on everything, but I think we both agree waterboarding is bad.
Yeah, torture doesn't work.
Yeah. So this movie, I never had that moment. Actually, when it first started off, I was like, it's probably going to be a pretty political movie. This might be pretty bad for me and James when we get on the recording. And then throughout it, I'm like, oh, wait, no, they're just talking about torture. I think me and him are both on the same page that shit don't work.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that doesn't work. That's old news at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty much just an accepted fact.
Mm-hmm. What did you like most about this movie?
I really liked the cast.
Mm-hmm. So many cast members.
Yeah.
So many. It blew my mind. And for $18 million, if we're going to highball it at $18 million.
They got quality enough actors to where it didn't take me out of the movie when I saw them.
Yeah.
But they, like, that quality of actor really portrayed the roles well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like John Hamm, like, he really killed his role. It didn't take me out of the movie.
He was the national security advisor.
Yeah. And the Annette Benning, like, her portrayal was so good, I didn't even catch that it was Annette Benning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, like, when you told me it was Annette Benning, like, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. When she got on there, I was like, oh, that shit. Annette Benning's in this. And I think Naomi was in there. She's like, who's that? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Why am I with you?
No, I thought that all of the roles were pretty good.
Good.
It was just too long. It was kind of dry.
And that's another thing about this movie. So we both talked about that already.
Yeah.
At one point, I was like, this is a 2-hour movie on the dot, like an hour 58. And
it's a long 2 hours.
Yes. And at one point, I was like, oh, about 30 minutes left. Because you think they're wrapping it up. Like, for so long, they make it seem like they're wrapping it up, and they just carry it out just a little bit farther.
Yeah.
Because he has all his information for his entire report at like
a 7,000-page report.
At like the 50-minute mark.
Yep.
And then the next hour is about him getting the report.
And they keep teasing you with like how he could have leaked it. Like totally could have done it.
Well, they open it up with like him leaking it. And they open it up. He's explaining something to his lawyer. And then he goes, let me start from the beginning. You're like, okay, this guy seriously fucking leaked it. Yeah. And then you find out he didn't leak it. I didn't like that part at all. I didn't either.
And it added a lot of
drama.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be there. And all the flashbacks. I didn't care for the flashbacks.
No.
So they'd be like, oh, so one of the detainees was this guy. And they flash back to them torturing this guy. Or they talk about waterboarding. They flash back to the CIA actually waterboarding some guys. So, one of the chicks that were deployed at the ground site.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a lot of the CIA meetings, like the flashbacks. Mm-hmm. And she had like that duck face going on. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. She was like the main chick in the CIA.
Yep.
She was I think she was the doctor lady in Wonder Woman. The fucked up face.
If we're talking about the same person, she wasn't. She was in... what was she in? She was in that movie, the submarine movie, with the guy from 300.
Gerard Butler?
Yep.
I don't know. So is she not the chick from Wonder Woman then?
I don't think so.
She's not. I'm actually looking at her. Her name is Moira Tierney.
Yeah.
And she was not in that. She was in Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, she was the mom.
Yes. Oh. I guess it's not. Oh, she was Mrs. California in The Office.
Yep.
She was Robert's wife. That's probably where I recognize her from.
Yep.
Submarine movie, though. I don't know that one. You don't remember what the name of it was?
I'll think of it here in a second.
Yeah. She was in ER for 10 years, that TV show that I never watched.
I remember her from ER. ER was good, man.
Just never watched it. Yep. I don't remember a Gerard Butler submarine movie.
The cast was pretty good, though.
In this movie or the Gerard Butler one?
No, in this movie.
Hunter Killer?
Yeah, Hunter Killer.
Oh. Never heard of that one.
You should watch it.
I don't like Gerard Butler.
Really?
Yeah.
You should.
Why?
Put some respect on it.
She wasn't in that movie.
No?
Nope.
Interesting.
Very.
I might have a tumor.
Okay. Do you need to go to the ER?
I don't know.
Because you'll definitely contract coronavirus if you go to the ER right now.
All right. I want you to look at this lady
Okay.
that I'm about to show you
Okay.
and tell me she doesn't look exactly the same.
What's her name? Just have me type it.
Linda Cardellini. Cardelini.
Yeah, I see her. No, dude, she's a chick from the Avengers movies right now. She's Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah. She looks exactly the same.
No, she does not.
She looks so
No,
much
she
alike.
doesn't. She's a chick from How I Met Your Mother. What?
I'm sorry. I think they look alike.
She was Velma in the Scooby-Doo movies.
I'm sorry, man. I got them confused. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, they don't look anything alike.
I don't know why you got to put me on blast.
Well, you're the one that said it. You wanted me to see it. I was sure you wanted me to have my opinion.
I apologize.
Okay.
All right.
I apologize for giving you my opinion. I didn't like the zooming in on like the actual like CIA reports, like on the words, how movies do that.
It felt like a cutscene in a video game.
Yeah, I hated it. And they do the part where they black out the lines, because they redact it.
Yes.
And that was like the whole theme of their like cinematography behind this movie. And I was like, that's so fucking terrible.
Yes.
And then they threw in the George Washington quote at the very end.
Yes.
I hated that because they threw in the quote, and then 30 seconds went by of you looking at the quote, and then they wrote George Washington underneath of it. I was like, why'd you wait so long to do that?
You know how I complain about like how subtitles go by really fast?
Mm-hmm.
I read really fast, and
Yeah.
sometimes they go by too fast even for me.
Right.
That quote, they showed you like 6 words at a time, and then the next 6 words would phase in, and then the next 6 words. It was brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal. I actually just did homework for Naomi's sister the other day because she didn't want to do her own homework.
Yeah.
And basically it was just you watch these psychology videos and you answer like 5 questions.
Yeah.
And they're like 2-minute videos, and you're like, all right, I can do this. But they would pause. It's like a PowerPoint video, and they'd be like, cognitive therapy is the therapy of what. And I was having an aneurysm.
Yep.
While doing that, and at one point they went. I started to learn by like video 6. If you just go to the recap slide at the very end, you got the entire thing. You can answer all the questions. And so I started just skipping ahead on the video to the recap one, and they did a recap, and they went dissociative, cognitive, whatever is blank. They do it, and then they wait. It took like 20 seconds, and she's sitting there watching me. And I like look at it like, is that it? Was it the whole recap of this whole video? Dissociative. I'm like, oh my god, why'd they wait so long to add in point 2? It was blowing my mind. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, the timing's all off on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I was like, Liz, I'm gonna kill you if you make me do this again. I'm never doing your homework for you again.
Yeah.
And then she paid me. I'm hoping her professors don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Because they listen to this and they start putting it together, and because I just said her name. I hope she doesn't get kicked out of school. Not my problem. I'll give this movie like a 6. It wasn't a terrible movie. It just wasn't a good movie.
I'm going to go 5.
Okay.
It was fine enough. Cast was decent.
Yeah.
But why watch it?
Yeah. I'd recommend it to people.
Yeah. You could read the Wikipedia in probably 10 minutes.
You could read an article about what happened.
Yep.
A timeline article, and you got it. Yep. You got the whole thing. Intelligence Oversight Committee.
There's better ways to spend 2 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe not if you're on lockdown with coronavirus, but
that's a good point. There's a lot. You can get.
I'll give it a coronavirus 7, but a real world 5.
Does your coronavirus scale, does that bump it up 2 every single time, or does that really just depend on the movie?
Maybe it just bumps it up 2. Maybe there's a handicap in there.
So add in a 2-point handicap for coronavirus.
Yes.
All right.
I feel like we need to chart out all the movies we've rated so far.
Yeah.
And keep track of them.
All right. Maybe we can start doing that from now on. I'm not going to, but maybe we can. If someone else wants to do it for us, they are more than welcome.
Maybe I'll do it.
Maybe do like a pinned tweet on our Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something along those lines. Then again, people might not listen to us then if we start posting it out there, what we're doing. Our charts.
Maybe.
Because then they'll be like, why listen to you? I already know you gave it a 6.
Maybe they just like the sounds of our voice.
I don't think anyone likes the sound of my voice. Your voice, I mean, I like the sound of your voice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But my voice, no, I have a lisp. People don't want to hear from me. They want me to stop. That's it. I have movies of the week. You want to do that?
Sure.
All right, movies of the week. So I watched Dark Knight Returns. It's an animated Dark Knight movie. I told Naomi it's broken up into 2 parts because it is, and that we watch the first part. And she said, sounds good. 2.5 hours went by, and so then we watched both parts. And at the end of it, she's like, "What? How long is part 2?" I'm like, "Oh no, we finished it." She went, "You told me you were gonna watch part 1." I'm like, "Yeah," and then it happened, and
That was the old bait and switch.
yeah. And then I was really liking it, so I just didn't hit pause. You didn't say anything, and so we just kept going. She went, "Damn it, Jason." I'm like, "Oh, did you like it?" And she went, "No." I'm like, "Okay." And you know why she didn't like it?
Why?
Because, spoiler alert, for a graphic novel that came out in 1986, Alfred dies.
No.
Yeah, at the very end of the movie, he has a stroke.
Alfred.
Yeah. Well, Batman's 60 years old in this. You take it into account.
You said he's 60?
Yes.
So Alfred's 147.
That's my point. Because Alfred has to be like, what, 40 to 50 years older than him?
Yeah.
At a minimum. And so if you're talking a 60-year-old man.
You got that Wayne tech.
Yeah. Alfred's
Alfred
at least
alive.
100 years old in this situation. And so he has a stroke at the very end. And I'm like, you should be lucky he was even in this movie. And on top of that, she's watching this. She's like, at the beginning, I don't really like Alfred in this. And I'm like, why? She says, he's kind of a sarcastic asshole. I'm like, that's Alfred.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's everything he's in.
That is his character.
That's him. And she went, I don't think so. I'm like, yes. You're going to tell the comic book nerd what Alfred is not like? Like, he's always a dickhole to Batman.
Yep.
Because at one point, he's like giving him like a back massage because he got like all beat the fuck up the day before. He's like, if you're looking a way to kill yourself, I know an old family remedy. It's slow and painful. Do you like it? And she went, no, he's kind of an ass. I'm like, that's Alfred.
Yep.
That's what he does. We watched Death at a Funeral, the Chris Rock movie. Chris Rock? Yeah, Chris Rock's in it. Kevin Hart. You ever seen that one?
No.
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
So, Haunted House. A Haunted House is one of the Wayne's brothers movies.
All right.
It's like a parody on Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. It's on Netflix. It's a quick 1.5-hour movie.
The best kind of movie.
Yeah, it just goes quick. And you're like, oh, it's over already? Good. But if you like those parody movies,
yeah,
it's pretty funny. And that's all I really watched this week. I didn't really watch a whole lot.
I watched all 4 Lethal Weapons.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I added a timestamp for your Danny Glover impression.
Oh, thank you.
In there. And then I also went and side by side listened to the actual scene and yours, and it's pretty spot on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I made sure to message the person who requested it, and I let them know about it, and they were very excited.
Good.
So I'm glad that they were happy about it.
Good. That's our good friend Ben.
Yes.
So good for him.
Shout out to Ben who forced me to do that impression.
Yep. If you have any more Ben, throw him in our Facebook or Twitter, and he will do them.
I watched the newest Rambo movie, Last Blood.
Oh, so we went to theaters to see that. I loved it because I love all the Rambo movies.
Yeah.
With exception to 2. I don't think I like 2 very much. Is the one who went back to Vietnam?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't like that one. Didn't care much for it. And 3, he went to Afghanistan, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I didn't care for 2. I like all the other ones. And I really, really like this one, with exception to you don't know who the fuck these people are. Like, his niece, like, you kind of got that. But that older woman that lives with them, you're like, what's the relation?
Yes.
They never say her name. And they never say her relation, and that always bothered me. Yeah. I watched the entire movie, and I was just like, I don't know who the fuck that lady was, and I don't get it.
So the last Rambo movie,
he went to Burma.
Yeah. That movie felt like a Rambo movie.
Oh, yeah.
This one did not feel like a Rambo movie.
It was too emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like John Wick, but the gore ratcheted up to 10.
Right. But there's a lot of gore in this, but not a whole lot of action.
Yeah.
So there's action in the last act, if you will. And then like one bit of action leading up to the last act. But besides that, the entire movie, let's just talk about that movie real quick. So the plot of it is his niece or his whatever she is, she goes to Mexico when he tells her not to. He's like, it's too dangerous.
Yeah, she's like 15.
Right.
Gets through the border, no problem.
Right. He's like, hey, don't go to Mexico. She wants to go see like her cousin or something like that.
No, it's her dad.
Her real dad.
Her dad that abandoned her.
That's right. And he's like, don't go. He's a piece of shit. Mexico's dangerous. Don't do it. Yeah. And she goes anyway. And then she has captured.
Is that your Rambo?
No. I'm really bad at it.
Okay.
My Stallone's bad.
I didn't know if you were trying.
No, I was.
Okay.
Thanks, man. We already talked about I don't have a voice.
Yeah.
So, like, I shouldn't be allowed to do this stuff. But
and Rambo speaking Spanish in this movie.
For most of it.
Yeah.
And whatever, he's Mexican in this movie, right?
I guess.
I guess as well. He's from Arizona, and he speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And his entire family looks Spanish, so I'm guessing he's also Spanish, but they never led that up in 4 other movies. But whatever. He's very good at language. He speaks like 7 languages.
Rambo's an old Hispanic name.
Yeah. John. John.
Yeah.
Imagine at one point the lady goes, "Hey Juan," and he answers. So she gets captured by the cartel, and he goes to save her. And by save her, I mean he gets his ass kicked.
Yes.
And he goes back home a bloody mess.
Yes.
And then he goes back to save her again, and he's too late.
Yeah. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah. It's Taken, except he didn't get to save his daughter.
No.
And during that scene, you watch his daughter get raped and drugged.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Naomi and me went, she's never seen the other Rambos.
Yep.
And I felt bad for her because it wasn't what I talked it up to be.
Yeah.
It was very emotional for her.
Mm-hmm.
She cried.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, like, that's what the movie's trying to get out of you.
Right. But I didn't want that going into a Rambo
You
movie.
want to watch Rambo gun down a bunch of bad guys in Burma.
Exactly.
With a 50 caliber machine
Get shot
gun.
in the shoulder and then have the bow and arrow. You know what I mean? Like, none of that.
Wasn't that.
Yeah, and it was very upsetting at
It's
points.
like I watch Rocky for the emotion, not Rambo.
Yeah. I like the movie. It's just other points I didn't care for it at the same time.
Yeah, if I was rating it on our normal rating scale, it'd be like a 4.
Right. I would never watch it again.
If he didn't have the name John Rambo, I would have never watched this movie.
Exactly. And then at the very end, the score. It became Home Alone Rambo style.
Yeah. I said the exact same thing.
Oh boy, high five.
It was like grown up Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, Kevin McCulkey gave him some lessons. Macaulay
Culkin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He gave him some lessons. What else you watch?
I think that was it. I started watching Community. I'm almost through the first season.
Do you like it?
I really don't laugh out loud that often, but you told me the first season is a slow burn.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Once I get to the second season, I'll let you know.
All right. Good. But the characters aren't bad.
No, they're not.
Did you like Abid?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the best character of the entire show because he's the meta one. Like, he knows he's in a TV show.
Yeah.
And he makes those references all the time. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And then Childish Gambino's pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
And Chevy Chase is Chevy Chase.
Everybody's got their own little thing, and it's all pretty funny, but
yeah.
Nothing really gut busting yet.
Yeah, you gotta just push through.
Yeah. How many seasons is there? A lot?
6.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't watch the 6th one, I think.
Okay.
Whatever one is college. You know it goes on for 4 years, right? They eventually finish college, and they end up back at the school for some reason.
Oh, God.
At that point, season 5...
What is this, Saved by the Bell?
Kinda. By season 5, I think you can just call it quit, type out, and move on.
That's what I did with Dexter.
Right. Because speaking of Dexter, he was in this movie we reviewed today.
Yeah, he was.
Michael Shaw. But at this point, it's just, you can tap out. Characters move out, and more characters move in. And they kind of just keep it alive for 2 extra seasons.
I was surprised to see Jack Black pop in.
Oh, yeah. He was like another student who didn't have any friends and wanted to be their friend.
Yep.
That was pretty funny.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just move on from that after season 5.
Well, I've got like 100 episodes to go then.
All right. So many episodes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But because I think, does Abed say it yet where he says 6 seasons in a movie?
No.
There's a point where he keeps saying like they're going to get through their 6 seasons in a movie because he knows it's in a TV show.
Yeah.
So I feel like they just forced 6 seasons out of it. And I don't think a movie ever came out. So.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, Abed's still working on it. I've never seen him in anything else other than Civil War.
He was in Civil War?
Yeah, he was like, or maybe it was Winter Soldier. One of them, it was Winter Soldier. He was on the helicarrier. He was one of like the computer guys.
Oh, okay.
And the chick takes over it from him, and he goes, "Are you Captain America?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he just walks off. He like lets him have the ship at that point. So you watch some Community. Okay.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean that's like 25 hours worth of TV. I think
Yeah, I mean you definitely beat me out on TV this week. I didn't really watch any Office either.
I finished up my third or fourth rewatch.
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna hang my hat up.
Yeah, just put your hat
Yep.
up and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yep.
Retired. Until they reluctantly call you back in for retirement.
Nah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna start happening.
There's enough content out there now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And you have so much time anyway. You don't need to watch reruns.
Yeah.
Because one of my issues is like I don't have enough time to get into TV shows, so I'll just watch through reruns I've already watched because it's not a chore.
I don't mind just leaving Community on and letting it.
That's a show like Office that you
Yeah.
can do that with. I even did it my first go around watching it, but I've watched that show probably about 3 times.
Ed Helms and the guy who played Dwight did a video chat.
They did a video
Rainn
chat.
Wilson.
Rainn Wilson, and they did Country Roads.
Yep.
I watched that.
I loved it.
Yep, it's pretty good. They did like a virtual reunion thing.
Yeah.
So good for them. I'm hoping they bring it back for like a couple more episodes or something.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do it
Mm-hmm.
and make it feel impactful. What do you think about this space?
The Space Force Netflix show.
Yeah.
I heard it's good. I heard
Is
it's
it out
supposed to be
already?
good.
Oh,
I think reviews
I was
are
like,
out.
what are we doing here?
I think reviews are out.
Gotcha.
But I hear it's supposed to be good.
Good.
And
It's got the original writer from The Office, right? Or director or something like that.
Yes. I can't remember his name now. But yes. And they're the first ever military production to get the medals right. It's something
Interesting.
like they got like the order, the ribbons and all that stuff, and who'd have what ribbons correct. Whereas like other movies, everyone has like a Purple Heart, right?
Yeah.
And there's always in like a crazy order.
Yeah.
I guess they got the uniform just right on this one. And I talked about this at work the other day. I can't stand watching military-esque productions,
Mhm.
and they get like the most simple things wrong, like saluting indoors or wearing their hat indoors.
Yeah.
Just the wildest things. Like an A1C shows up to like a crazy function that like no business having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a general's always showing up to someone's doorstep.
Yep.
That would never happen anywhere. But what do I know? So that's all I got for this week. Anything else you got? So leave a like, follow, sub, and show some love. Find us and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Rex Critics Pod, or email us at recreationalcritics@gmail.com. Next week's movie will be Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Another truly amazing to have 9 episodes down.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed we made it past 2. So I'm proud of us. We did good. But yeah, check us out. Check out our Patreon page and support our current charity going towards COVID-19 relief aid. Even though we're not going to be doing what the government can be doing with these stimulus checks.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do as good as that. If you want to support the show, you can use the link in our description to our Anchor listener support pledge. All donations will go towards the show, whether that be equipment or improving the studio for me and James to give you our life debt that we will definitely never pay back. Finally, if you would like to email us, give us recommendations on new episodes. I talked about Twitter earlier and our email, and let us know how much we rock, suck, or what you want to hear from us. And we are open books and we'll love to interact more with our fans. See you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.